Hi everyone, and welcome to Healthy Bites channel. So this is a channel which is dedicated to all articles and all people who are working towards conserving the environment and maintaining a good health and contributing to mindful living. So we are very happy today to have our interview with Dr. Sarla. Dr. Sarla Bangalore is here with us today. She is a homeopath doctor, a yoga trainer, a Bharatnatyam dancer, and a strong advocate of millets. So, as you all know, that the International Year of Millets 2023 has been declared by United Nations on the insistence of India. Indian government has made a lot of efforts, and one of the pioneers in that is Dr. Khadarvali, who is father of Dr. Sarla. So he is well renowned as Millet Man of India, and he has been conferred the Padma Shri in January 2023. So he has done a lot of work, and Dr. Sarla is supporting him in his campaign for promoting millets. So welcome, Dr. Sarla, to our channel. Yeah. So, to begin with, I would like to tell you that they have a clinic in Mysore where they see lot of patients every day. So, starting from there, we would like to know, Dr. Sarna, that from when, which year did you start treating patients with serious ailments?
I think I have come into practice from 7 years. It's been 7 years now that
Okay.
I've been practicing this unit.
Okay. So, that is along with Dr. Khadarvali also started at the same time?
No, there was another doctor who he was working with before me. Once I completed my VHMS course, I came to graduate.
Okay, wonderful. So, how many patients do you see in a day, like you and Dr. Khadarvali both?
We see like 4 new patients per day, each of us. So total of 8 new patients, and for follow-up we get around anywhere between 50 to 80 patients.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you remember any patient with a very serious ailment who, got well with your treatment?
So in our clinic, we do combine homeopathic therapy along with the base. So what my father says is, if your food is wrong, no medicine will work. So be it allopathy, homeopathy, or Ayurveda, whatever system. So if the food is not changed, if the base core of the disease is not eliminated, then everything else treatment becomes superficial. There are lots of patients. I mean, I think lots of such. Others would call it miracles, but I don't like to use the word miracle because it's no magic happening. It's basic biological science which happens that when we use millets, it corrects the glucose balance and the other modifications in the lifestyle which we advised bring about a correction in the microbial and hormonal imbalance. And when your body is in a balanced state, then automatically you become healthy. So I think most recently the drastic change which I think I can remember, which is coming to my mind now, is in an SLE patient, which is an autoimmune disease, systemic lupus erythematosus, where the kidneys get damaged because of the autoimmune reactions, and she had entire body swollen up, and she had an abortion because of her SLE. And that was the third or fourth time she was having an abortion in the early months because of SLE. And her entire body was swollen, and they were giving her a lot of diuretics to just flush out the fluid. And she was on high dose of steroids to maintain to suppress the autoimmune condition. So after a little bit of homeopathic medicines and the drastic change in her diet, we suggested her to go on complete Ambali for 6 weeks, and just within 3 weeks, her entire system started clearing up. She started to appear completely normal, and we started tapering her steroids step by step. And right now, it's been 3 months, and now she's completely off her free steroids, and feeling much better. And I'm not saying with 3 months the disease has disappeared, but it's she's coming back to normal life, and we are hoping that her problem of infertility, she's not infertile, but she's repeatedly having abortion. So we are hoping that in the near future, within the next year, she'll be able to continue her pregnancy without any competition right there.
That's really great to hear. And I have heard Dr. Khadarvali in person when he came to Indore. So he also showed us a video where a type 1 diabetic young child, he was totally dependent on insulin from outside. But then because of switching over gradually to Millet's diet, his insulin dependence came down to such a level that now he no longer requires insulin. So that itself, I feel it's a miracle in a sort. So, can you just share the process, like how do we get your appointment, yours and Dr. Khadarvali's? Because even I have tried, and it's like for 1 hour you keep on trying and getting an appointment on the phone, but the phone keeps busy.
Yes. So basically, I think I would suggest, first thing, don't take an appointment, don't come to us. So the first thing would be like a lot of minor, small complaints. Doctors would have scared you that they are learning serious conditions, or that you need to be on lifelong medicines, like if it's simple type 2 diabetes or thyroid related issues, PCOD. All these don't really require any kind of medication. So I would suggest that you go through the books, the literature, the videos available on millets, and completely change. So what happens, most people start including millets in their food, but they don't stop the things which we ask them to stop. So the cause of the disease, for example, PCOD or a hormone imbalance, is happening because we are consuming liters and liters of milk, which is laden with steroids and hormones. So unless you stop that, there's no point of just having one meal of little millet or something like that. So there are a clear do's and don'ts in the protocol. So first step is to stop the don'ts and then start following the do's. And I think within 3 to 6 months, you yourself can come out of so many conditions like obesity, cholesterol, diabetes. And for all such things, I don't think it's required for anyone to approach us or come that far and consult us or struggle to take the appointment. But yes, of course, there are few conditions which require medical aid also, along with change in the food and change in the lifestyle. And if you really think it's necessary, we do give appointment once in 2 months for like every even month. Dr. Khadar's appointments are given. So that would be like February, April, June, like that. Every even month on the last Sunday. So whichever date that is, the last Sunday, morning 8 to 10 by phone. So within those 2 hours, the next 2 months appointments get filled. So that is the time when you will need to call in those 2 hours to fix an appointment for Dr. Khadar. And my appointments we give every even month, like January, March, on the 5th of every even month, morning 10 to 12 by phone. So, but the important point I'd like to stress is people call and think it's going to be an online appointment. But if you need medicines for us, you will need to come to Mysore.
So, here are some doctors who don't want you to come to their clinics, which is a very, different approach and very healthy approach, I can say. And yes, please be sure to visit the website.
There is sirijeevan.org, where all the protocols, all the books and a detailed video session of the 3-day course regarding entire depth knowledge about millets is available. So you can visit sirijeevan.org. And there's also my YouTube channel, Millet Magic, where you have, I believe that healthy food, most people think it's boring, but I believe that if millets have to become a part of our daily routine, daily food, we need to know how to make them in a tasty way. So we might be struggling with 1 month of food like bland food, tasteless food, it's okay, we can manage. But since we're asking people to integrate this into their daily routine, day-to-day life, we have to be able to make tasty food with it, and otherwise it's going to be a short-term thing. It's not going to be a long-term permanent change. So that's why I started a channel for specifically for millet recipes. But there are some informational videos as well on that. How can you can check these out and start preparing tasty and healthy food. Thank you.
And okay, and yeah, so Khadarvali is Dr. Khadarvali is known for his lifestyle programs. So can you just shed a few light that what is Dr. Khadarvali lifestyle and how people should follow it? Should they just go on the website, read the protocols, and start doing it themselves?
So basically, this is not medicine. So what we're suggesting is change in food. So anybody can do it. You don't really need a doctor's guidelines or a doctor's supervision to change your food. It's basically just a change in your food, and I wouldn't call it a diet either. Diet means something which you do for a limited period of time, like 10 days, 15 days, 1 month, and you have one specific target, like I want to lose 10 kgs, I'll do for 1 month this kind of diet. But this is not a diet. Millets are a change in lifestyle rather than, I would not like to call it a diet. Yeah, so the crux of the Siri-driven lifestyle, which Dr. Khader advises, is millets to be used as staple food. But along with that, there are a lot of other elements of our daily routine, like sun gazing, that is viewing the red orange color sun during the sunrise and sunset time. So that gives us a lot of benefits. Starting your day like that, to drinking kashayam or decoctions of medicinal plants which are easily available around us, and it includes bull-driven oils. So the refined oils are quite harmful, what we are using, getting in the market. So switching over to naturally cold-pressed bull-driven oils for our cooking and regular walking. So we have forgotten the basics of life. So nothing new in this lifestyle. It's just reminding people of the healthy habits which we used to have, but we have over the time, because of busy life, because of stressful life, because of like everyone's behind. We think we're going to achieve something, but we are all forgetting the basic of being healthy and taking care of our own body. So we're just trying to remind all those kinds of simple things and make life much simpler and happier, right?
Since it has benefited a lot of people, where the allopathic medicines fail and where you have to keep on taking lifelong medicines for various ailments like diabetes, hypertension, thyroid, and so on. So, why these findings have they been published in some scientific journals or international medical journals, or if they haven't, then why not?
So right now, I don't think any such scientific journals with data collection has been published. It's been more of testimonials from people, which has a word of mouth, which has made more and more people try this and find results and switch over. So I can see that the first thing in my dad's mind was that this knowledge should reach the public, should reach the people. So he has been concentrating all his efforts in the past 20 years. In every weekend almost he travels to some or the other city or village throughout India and sometimes even abroad to get the information to the people. So our efforts have been centered around letting the masses know about this. Another approach would have been to go in the scientific way, like select a few limited people, conduct tests on them, keep recording those things, and then the reach would have become limited if we had concentrated our efforts in this direction. Of course, we are seeing results, but we haven't put in the efforts or the time to record everything, categorize it, and publish it in a scientific way. So of course, that can be done, but our focus has been more on reaching the masses. And I think people are open. We are open to helping anyone who would like to take the scientific path or would like to prove something in the mainstream kind of way. But since there are so many thousands of people who are getting all right, we have been focusing more on educating the masses than rather spending our time and efforts in this direction. And it's yet to be done. And we're open to that, and we're ready to help anyone who would like to take this up. So we haven't had the time or the resources to do it, but we would love someone to do it so that, at the end of the day, it gets that stamp.
Yes. Okay. So another question comes up is that I have heard Dr. Khadarvali also, and like I've studied the website. So he says that the millets are very easy to grow. It can grow in any climate, in any barren land, anywhere, and it doesn't require any insecticide, fertilizer, or even less rain. I mean less water. So then, if it is so easy to grow, then why is it so expensive?
So the term expensive, we are comparing it with rice or wheat or sugar, which is highly subsidized. So we are comparing 50 rupees rice, 100 rupee millet, but the actual cost of rice, which is not 50 rupees, it's 50 rupees because the government is giving subsidy for that. And it's our money indirectly going, the taxpayers' money, which is directly going through subsidy. And that is why when you buy it over the counter, you think it's 50 rupees. But actually, if you see just the water put in to grow 1 kg rice would be equivalent to 2000 rupees. So that is one answer for your question. And the second answer would be the availability is still not, market prices depend on supply and demand. So right now the demand is higher than the supply available. We are working towards promoting farmers to grow this. Even the government is working vigorously from the past 1-2 years to promote farmers to grow it. So because the demand is higher than the supply, the rates are slightly higher, and I think as and when the production increases, the rates will also settle down to a little less than what they are right now.
Right. So you mean to say that more of government initiative needs to be done?
More farmers need to come forward to grow this. They need to be educated. See, I'm not blaming the farmers. They don't know. See, they used to grow these things before, but because no one was buying them, they stopped growing them. So now that the demand has been created, we need to educate the farmers on how to grow these millets and that the benefits of them, and not just sell it to the city people, but they themselves use it and get the benefits of millets too.
Right. So Dr. Khadarvali's lifestyle, it encourages us to go back to the old ways, right? Like slow cooking, not using pressure cooker, and using bull-driven oils, and not using water filters, using earthen pots. So in this fast life where everybody is, trying to achieve something, achieve some goal, and they have a lot of career pressures also. So do you think it is practical to advocate these again, take back people to the age-old practices from which we have come out?
I understand. I understand your question. No, but we are not asking everyone to do everything which was done in the past. We are selecting the scientific and the healthy habits and asking you to revisit them. But actually speaking, using earthen pots or using cooking millets, let's keep them saying, oh, you have to soak for 8 hours. You don't have to stand in front of the millet for the 8 hours. You just have to soak it for a minute it takes to soak it. Then go do all your work for 8 hours and come back and cook it. So it actually doesn't take extra time or anything. It takes a little thought and a little pre-planning on your part to consciously do this initially. But once you get used to it, I think it just becomes a part of life. So none of the things actually take more time from your side in your daily routine. It's just, I think, conscious change which is required initially. a little change in your cooking style or pattern initially. But right now, you give me wheat flour. I don't know how to make chapati, but millet rotis I can make easily. So it's just how you get used to tune yourself. So none of them actually are going to demand extra time from you.
It's just adapting to a new way.
Yes.
Or
For our health, I think that much effort from our side is taken.
yeah. So can one buy the millets online from Amazon and Flipkart without having that thing whether it is polished, unpolished, and
You need to check whether it's good quality millet. I cannot say that okay, this brand is good, or I cannot say that everything on online is not good. So you need to be able to identify which millet is good and which brand is giving good millets. So basically, each millet has its own color. Koro millet is red in color, foxtail yellow, brown top is green in color, and barnyard and little millet are like creamish or white in color. So if everything is looking white, then it's polished and it's not good for you. Make sure they have their individual colors, and that's when they retain the fiber where all the healing properties are for you. So ultimately, everyone's eating millets to get healthy. So don't use polished millets in which the essential part has been removed.
thank you so much, Dr. Sarla, and it was really wonderful having her with us. And yes, do check out my Healthy Bites channel and my website where you will get the full information on the topic of millets and a more scribed article on my blog. So thank you, all of you.
Bye everyone. I hope you all read more about millets, and I think Omichi is here to guide you, and all the best for your channel.
Thank you so much.